And there's breaking news coming in when it comes to Maharashtra politics. A day after Sharad Pawar's memoir was launched, where he spoke of not having the rapport with Uddhav Thackeray as he did with Balasaheb Thackeray, Uddhav Sena has now reacted to this. Sanjay Raut has said that Uddhav Thackeray will soon respond to the claims via their party mouthpiece, Samna. Listen in.
उनका अपना एक नजरिया है राजनीति की तरफ देखने का। तो मुझे लगता है मैंने वो किताब हमने पूरी तरह से अब तक देखी नहीं है, मार्केट में आई नहीं है। जब पूरी किताब हम देख लेंगे तो उसके ऊपर हम टिप्पणी करेंगे। उद्धव ठाकरे जी के बारे में जो लिखा है या बताया गया है उस बारे में उद्धव ठाकरे जल्द ही सामना में एक इंटरव्यू देंगे और अपनी बात सामने रखेंगे।
We're crossing over to our Mumbai Bureau Chief Vinay Deshpande to get us more details on this. Vinay, you're joining us. Essentially, you've been tracking this story ever since it erupted yesterday when Sharad Pawar had said that he was going to be stepping down as NCP chief. Considering that now we're talking about a reaction where Uddhav Sena, they're going to be responding to what he said in his memoir when it comes to his relationship with Uddhav compared to Balasaheb. Could you go over what was said in the memoir?
Well, yes. In fact, there has been quite a buzz about the memoir that Sharad Pawar has written, because remember, he has written an autobiography which comes to almost the period of when the MBA was formed and thereafter, which is the present period. And that is why, if you note what Sharad Pawar has said in his memoir, specifically with respect to Uddhav Thackeray, on which Sanjay Raut has, refused to comment, at present at least deflected to comment, is that Sharad Pawar has specifically said that he did not like it, the NCP did not really like it, that Uddhav Thackeray would barely go to the secretariat as the chief minister. Now, as the chief minister, the functioning of Uddhav Thackeray had come under criticism several times in the past as well, but NCP president himself saying that that was something that the party didn't really like, or didn't really feel that that was an appropriate way to handle the work affairs, is an indication that Sharad Pawar was not happy with the way Uddhav Thackeray functioned as the chief minister. Now remember, that was in stark contrast to the way Ajit Pawar, who was the deputy chief minister in that government, functioned. He was seen in the secretariat from early hours, sitting through the day, finishing up the work. In fact, there was a buzz within the political circuits that it was Ajit Pawar who was the de facto runner of the government, who was the de facto person who ran the government really. And that is where now, after Sharad Pawar has passed comments on how the functioning of Uddhav Thackeray as the chief minister was not exactly very palatable for the party, that is something that Uddhav Thackeray faction has refrained from commenting on. We have seen that when Sanjay Raut was asked that question, he has refrained from commenting on it, saying that he has not yet read the book. But that is going to be an unpalatable truth that, all the three alliance partners knew about. The Congress talked about in hush-hush tones. So did the NCP. The private joke was that it was Ajit Pawar who was de facto running the show. Now, after Sharad Pawar has specifically written about it in his memoir, clearly it will be putting the Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray faction in a difficult spot in order to respond and see what it has to say on those comments. Back to you.
Vinay, a few follow-up questions. Considering that yesterday, when Pawar's decision, what they had essentially said was that Sanjay Raut had tweeted out saying that Balasaheb had to withdraw his resignation due to public outrage, and Sharad Pawar is the breath of the country's politics and social causes. Is it likely that the article that we see in Samna is going to continue along the same lines, or could it be something entirely different considering what Sharad Pawar had said in the memoir?
Well, Aisha, now, there are two factors to it. See, Shiv Sena as a party, Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction, we have seen that it is primarily Sanjay Raut who has spoken with respect to anything with regard to MVA. And that is why we have seen that though Sanjay Raut yesterday refused to comment on the step taken by Sharad Pawar, saying that it was the internal matter of the party and that he would not like to comment, the fact that he had likened Sharad Pawar to Balasaheb Thackeray, he had likened the positions which both of of them faced at that point in time, in some sense hinting that Sharad Pawar might also have to face the same pressure that Balasaheb Thackeray did, which had led him to take back that resignation. Whether that stance changes or not is it's quite unlikely that it will change, because remember, this is something that's not new. The fact that Sharad Pawar has been quite open about it and has candidly talked about it in his book will certainly add a lot more weightage to it, no doubt. But that is something that not just the opposition but even the ruling parties in Maharashtra knew about. Uddhav Thackeray has at several times justified it, saying that he was someone who was not in the great of health conditions, that he was facing massive health problems, and that is why during the COVID period especially, he preferred to not come to the secretariat in order to function, and he functioned.
All right, Vinaya, do stay with us. We're also going to be crossing over to our correspondent Yasha Kotak, who's also joining us from the ground. Yasha, what updates do you have when it comes to the story?
So in fact, now that we see that Sanjay Raut has also commented on this, he has in fact also mentioned about the fact that they would still go out to Sharad Pawar in case they need any kind of guidance. This in fact shows the stance of MVA, because ever since the story broke out, there have been questions that have been raised time and again as to what happens to MVA next with this move of Sharad Pawar. Because Sharad Pawar in fact was the one who had gotten MVA together. He was the one who had gotten Uddhav Thackeray, and like when I rightly mentioned, this was in fact, it was an alliance that was by Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar. Uddhav Thackeray was given that CM position by him. That the statement has been made by Sharad Pawar in his book. We've seen Sanjay Raut comment saying that there'd be only in a Samna interview that Uddhav Thackeray would speak about this. But amidst all of this, what is really on in the back doors of NCP is that there have been discussions to and fro, the committee meeting that is taking place to discuss what happens next. Also, there are questions that are being raised as to what is in fact behind Sharad Pawar's decision to step down as the party chief. These are, while the speculations are on, the committee is also discussing parallelly about what needs to be done next. Parallelly, we also see that there are various party workers, party adhyakshas who have reached out to Sharad Pawar asking him to reconsider his decision. So amidst all of this, is it actually a speculative move? Has Sharad Pawar decided to take this step to gather the party together, or is it also to do with the fact that there has been, because of all the speculations were riff about Ajit Pawar earlier this week, this decision was taken. So all of these would in fact come to light in the next few days.
Absolutely. Yasha and Maya, thank you so much for joining us. We do have to shift focus right now because there's